Hi, my name is Vince, and today I'm going to teach you how to paint reflective surfaces. Welcome to Ernest Vincent Wood III Fine Art. There are few things more rewarding than having the confidence and the knowledge to sit down with any subject matter and paint it with success. I want to offer you that confidence. Today, we're going to be working with reflective surfaces or metallic surfaces. If you're a patron, you can head on over to patreon.com/EVWIII, where you can see this entire tutorial with drawing tips and digital assets so you can paint with me. At this point, for $8, you have access to 3 full-length tutorials. These are all over 2 hours apiece, and I outline every move I'm making. Begin by mixing a black. Ultramarine blue and burnt sienna is a great black. A simple mixture of 1:1 will achieve this. Place the black where you see it happening in the picture, under the lip, to the side, on the handle and the feet, across the midsection. Once you've established all areas of black, mix a little white into your black and look for the next lightest darks. In this case, this dark gray that happens to be the background. It's not the only place where you'll find the same dark gray. If you look closely, you're going to find that it exists in the picture as well. Find all of those little areas and lay them in while you've got this color mixed and ready. Don't think too critically about what's happening. You're not making a photograph. You're after a painting. So stay focused on the major shapes you see. Don't try to be MC Escher. Stay loose, quick, intuitive. When you see a slight shift, like the blue to the left of the midsection of the picture, add a little bit of white, a little bit of extra blue, and put that shape in.
Are you ready for Quizzle Me This?
If you were watching faithfully last week, you'll know that Vince has a cat. What was Vince's cat's name? When you make drawing errors, and you will, as I have done here, nudge areas to the side or a little wider or a little thinner. However it needs to be changed, make the change with your paint. It's okay if it's not perfect. You're after progress and not perfection. When you see the next shape, mix the appropriate color, like the pink along the bottom, or the pink and the light blues inside of the picture. The highlight, the light pink that happens there. Let the subject matter, the little shapes you begin seeing, inform your choices. Is it a little more blue? Is it a little warmer, darker, lighter? One of the greatest values from working directly from life is, in this case, with this tarnished silver picture, there's an intensely pink and blue, green color that's happening there. That's impossible to see with this video or any picture you might take. It's simply going to appear white. When you can, and when it's possible, work from life. If you have to work from a photograph, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. There are times and places for everything. The human eye is really amazing. You can see way more subtleties than a camera could ever do. Now it's time to fill it in. In order to make informed decisions on the rest of your painting, you're going to need color and a lot of it. So make sure you cover every spot where the ground layer is left bare. Much like you did when you painted glass, you're going to lose edges in places. This certainly occurs on the right-hand side of the picture. It just blends in with the pink fabric. This is to be embraced. It's how your eye sees. We don't always necessarily see with clarity, so embrace those moments. Purposefully choose a color of fabric or objects around your reflective surfaces that will work well with the metallic nature. For instance, here the pink with the greens and blues makes for some very interesting color combinations. You can do that too by picking a fun color. With reflective materials, the environment is actually helpful. Once your drawing is good, and you've paid attention to the major lights, shadows, added some of the reflective color in the object, suddenly the picture or whatever it is you're painting feels like it's right there. Use this to your advantage.
Are you ready for Quizzle Me This?
If you said A, TK, you're correct. As best you can, get all of the areas to the same level of rendering. You'll notice already your painting is working, and you haven't even done necessarily that much yet. Continue to avoid the small details. Focus on your big shapes, the things that really keep the picture there on the table. If you don't know how to do this, it's really simple. Unfocus your eye or squint and look at your subject matter. What is the information you see? You don't see the little filigree in the handle. You don't see all the little leaves on the base. But you will see some color shapes there, and those are the ones you want to go after. Not all information is needed or helpful. Remember, this is your painting. This is your interpretation. You could take the next 5 hours getting it exact. For now, leave that to the photographers. Choose the shapes that give you the biggest bang for your buck and really tell you what's there. Now everything is really blocked in. Take a look at the values. Begin to ask, what needs to be darker? What needs to be lighter from what I started off with? Are there areas that there's a little lighter blue with the lights falling on the picture around the highlight? What looks different? Look back and forth between your image and the painting. Step back. Look at your painting from around 10 feet away. Use a mirror. Does anything look strange in the mirror? Is it a drawing issue? Maybe it's time to add a little more symmetry. Is something out of place? Is something undone? Those are all the questions you have to ask yourself. Everything is nearly filled in now. This means you can start paying closer attention to the smaller details. Once you have a lot of the details in, you can use a little buffer brush. This is dry, soft bristle, round. You can knock down some of your strokes or blend an area if it needs it. Smooth it out some. This isn't required. You can keep the strokes, you can keep that energy. But if you want to smooth out some areas, it's really easy to do. Moving on to smaller details in the base and the handle are very satisfying once the rest of the picture is up to that same level. You can use a smaller brush now if you haven't already. These are the little reflections in the feet, the base, the handle, areas of dark. Remember to still keep it a little loose, not putting in too much detail, because we don't want to get to a place where we have to just bring that same amount of detail into the picture, the main part of the picture. It'll actually look separate or won't be as cohesive. And it's amazing how each move, every little adjustment you continue to make as you look back and forth and repair certain areas or make them a little darker, a little lighter. It just looks better and better and sits in space with a greater degree. To paint a metallic surface or reflective surface, you didn't have to do all that much to make it work. Think about how the light plays into this equation. The light falls and hits certain planes. It hits the edge of the picture around the opening. It hits the midsection. It hits all of the little areas on the handle and the feet. Think about too, on the underside, each plane that faces down, It's going to pick up some of that pink. Pay attention to each of those spots under the handle, underneath the main bowl, even underneath the opening of the pitcher, even the little parts there of the feet. It is a lot to take in, but you can keep looking until you get all those little parts and it works. How do you consider it done? I recommend you take a look at it. If it looks whole and nothing seems out of place, and it looks like it's sitting in space, then call it done. I think you've got it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found anything helpful from this tutorial, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and let me know what you'd like for me to paint in the comments. Your ideas are valuable to me because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. If you like this fashionable apron I'm sporting, please subscribe, leave a comment, and a like. If you do all three, I'm going to enter your name in a giveaway for this very apron. Speaking of aprons, it's time for the apron giveaway. This one's going to go to...
Congratulations to Mr. Johnny Jack. The I'm a Painter Clearly apron from our glass episode is yours.
Thank you so much for subscribing. Enjoy your new apron. And by new, I mean used. I'm on Patreon. And if you're a patron, head right over to patreon.com/EVWIII, where you can find the full-length tutorial. You can see the palette cam, as well as a digital asset pack. Basically paint alongside of me as I go. If you're not a patron, not a problem. Just visit the link below, a couple easy steps, and you're good to go. And remember, never stop painting.